Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome back Dr. Chris Maples, President of Oregon Tech.
Good to see you again. To be here.
Thank you so much. So, interesting times right now for Oregon Tech and the Oregon University system. Tell us how this new board is working out for you so far.
I'm delighted. We had our first organizational meeting this past week. We had everybody in the room for the first time. They all met each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And the focus on Oregon Tech and getting organized and thinking about the future for the university was just remarkable. It was a great dynamic, a great conversation, excellent chemistry. I'm excited. It's a great time. And I think all of the smaller universities that have their own boards are encountering this group of people who are really focused on the success of those universities, whether it's us or Southern Oregon University or Eastern or Western.
Mm-hmm. Now tell our viewers about how this board was formulated and a little background on them. I don't need you to rattle off everyone's bio, but just a little bit if you don't mind.
Sure. Each of the boards was appointed by the governor. And after the governor makes the appointment, the legislature has to make an approval. It's basically the Senate. Mm-hmm. The open Senate has to approve them. And the appointments were going back and forth with Danny Ledesma with the governor's office. And so there would be back and forth discussions of possible membership. 3 members on each of these boards are dictated by where they are and who they are. So each university has a faculty member, a non-faculty staff member, and a student member. And so each of us has one of those. For us, we went with board members who represent a lot of the kinds of things that we do at the university. So, for instance, one of our board members is Jessica Gomez, who is the CEO of Rogue Microdevices here in Medford, and the head of the Rogue Valley Sustainable Technology Group. Mm-hmm. And so that reflects a lot of what we do. And Jessica and I had been talking about a lot of different things already anyhow. So that's the kind of board that we have.
Okay, very cool. Well, I want to talk a lot about the legislature, but first we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Oregon Tech President Dr. Chris Maples. Let's talk about the legislature. They're beginning their session on Monday. It's going to be a huge session for them, recreational marijuana among many topics. But obviously you guys are watching closely with the new board, and obviously you guys rely on the legislature. Tell us, are you going to be there? Are you going to be watching, working closely?
We'll be there. We will be watching all the bills that are being dropped and looking for things that potentially affect higher ed, positively or negatively, and weighing in wherever we can to do so on behalf of our students. Our goal is to get our students graduated, to get them educated, to get them out the door, and to do so as efficiently as possible. And that's really what we've been focused on here. And so we will look at legislation and think about legislation with students in mind.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, as part of the Oregon University system, you know it's important, with the rising cost of higher ed.
Right.
Can you do anything to change that, or is that above your head? How does that fall in?
We can talk about how we can save money, but we can also talk about the need to invest money in higher ed and to talk about where those investments matter. I really like the idea of being accountable for the money that we are given by the state and being accountable to the students for the tuition money that they give us. The students are the major stakeholder now. They pay far more than the state, and that changed several years ago as the state decreased its support for higher education, and it was offset by student tuition dollars. And so we're much more accountable, really, I would tell you, to our students even than the state itself. But everybody wants the same set of metrics and accountability, and that is graduation rates, graduating on time, being able to take these degrees and have some utility with them afterwards, and to really then become employed and contribute back to an income in the state.
Mm-hmm. You are now beginning your 7th year. Congratulations as president of Oregon Tech. So where do you've probably begun implementing your short-term goals, long-term vision. Where are you at and where you'd like to see Oregon Tech?
We're continuing to grow. We've consolidated campuses in the Portland metropolitan area on the south side in Wilsonville. That campus is growing, and I assume will continue to grow. We're looking at new programs. We're looking at new partnerships. We're really trying to look at ways to transition students from high school to community college to four-year colleges in a seamless manner and in a reasonably expeditious manner, so that this will happen with fairly low cost to them. They get done, they get out, they start making money.
Very good. Dr. Maples, good to see you again.
A delight as
always.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.